Hello everybody, welcome to yet another Apoch Plays. All of you ones and ones of viewers out there. Welcome back. This game, I was eyeing it up for a little while, I just never really was interested enough to buy it, but I actually, Black Shell Media sent over a couple of Steam keys for review over at apochs.net, apochs.net. If you haven't been there, please head over, check it out. I would really appreciate it. And this was one of them. Belladonna. It's sort of a Frankenstein, Mary Shelley's Frankenstein kind of adventure game, I guess, with a female protagonist. It was developed by Neckbolt, and according to Steam, it's published by Neckbolt, but I guess Black Shell Media is also doing publishing, distribution, digital, whatnot. Normal price is $6.99. It's currently on sale for $4.68 on Steam. Alright, well, I'm gonna give this a shot. I don't understand why, but as soon as I started recording, the frames per second went from 60 to 9. Fluctuating between 10 and 9. So hopefully this isn't gonna be that big a problem. I'm just watching the frames per second counter up there just fluctuate horribly. Yes, she has a giant key in the back of her head. Are you ready for some gothic horror-inspired adventurism?
Physical sensation, pain. I'm alive? That's odd. I don't feel alive. What's going on? I have no memories of anything before this point in time. My mind is tabula rasa, yet I have a language. I seem to be in some laboratory of sorts. Maybe I can find out what happened if I look around.
It's gonna be this kind of voice acting. Of course. Alright, let's see. Journal page.
There's a handwritten note here. Maybe it can shed some light on my situation.
Maybe. Ah! Are you serious? Okay. It is with shaking hands and heavy heartbeats I gather before me the instruments of my last desperate attempt. I find myself on the threshold of my toils, a turning point, for should I fail tonight, I doubt I shall find the strength and resolve to continue. At my feet now lays the lifeless remains of my beautiful Belladonna. A few hours ago my wife was alive and well, and now she has been cut open, dissected, altered, and artificially reconstructed. From the second she gave up her final breath, I have worked tirelessly to preserve and prepare her corpus. Corpus? Corpse? Corpus? That I might infuse a spark of being back into her lifeless limbs. This is the final test of all my research and experimentation the past 5 years. The complete revivification. Is that a word? Revivification? Of a human being, body and soul. The anxiety I feel is agonizing, but I cannot let it hinder me from carrying out what I must do. For my own sake, and for hers, this procedure must not fail. In my feverish dreams, my wife appears as such a lovely creature, so far removed from this creation before me. Her cheeks, once so full of laughter, are now pale, almost to the point of transparency, with the skin stretched so thin over the cranium it threatens... I feel like there should be a comma in there somewhere. It threatens to rip at any moment. Her eyes would shine like the night sky, but are now empty, watery, and yellowish. I have to cling to my conviction that she will regain her former grace and vitality once she is brought back to the realm of the living. Her eyes will light up with the flame of life, a Promethean flame stolen from the very gods. From this night on, man shall be the master of his own destiny, and God shall no longer be above us. As I write, the engines of life are finally heating up, the last of the preparations coming into order. The crucial moment is ever approaching. Yeah, go me. The time has come. Success! The attempt was a success! She's alive! Alive! Okay. Alive, I tell you, alive! Okay, bookshelf. What do we got here?
Books.
Bookshelf.
A lot
No
of
shit.
natural philosophy and chemistry. Something by an M.W. Shelley.
Okay. Switch.
Now's not the time.
Ah, screw you then. It's always the time for switches.
A torture device turned into a strange machine. What kind of place is this?
Hell. Stretcher.
My very first memory is waking up on this thing. Before that, nothing. I wonder what I am.
An abomination upon this world. Now is the time for lever switching?
Now is not the time.
How about now?
Now is not the time.
Now?
Now is not the time.
Screw you then! Let's see. I want to pull the switch. What else? What else? Toolbox. There we go.
There's a screwdriver in this toolbox. Better take it.
Really? Just the screwdriver?
Toolbox is empty.
Well, the screwdriver was the only thing in the toolbox. I find that quite hard to believe, Belladonna. Alright. Brain in a jar.
It's a brain in a jar. I wonder what it's thinking.
I don't know.
This oil looks expensive. Let's waste it.
It's a file of oil. What do you expect? Okay. Way to be wasteful,
A
Belladonna.
human skull or a paperweight.
Tank.
I have no idea what's inside of this, but it glows.
The reverb is actually giving me a headache.
That is one ugly gargoyle. Looks like a George to me.
I'm thinking more of a Carl. Yeah, definitely a Carl. I don't know why, it's just giving me a headache for some reason.
Ooh, surgical tools. Shiny.
You truly are a simpleton, aren't you? Alright, what do we got? What do we got? Got a bone saw, the file of oil, and a screwdriver. I have no idea what
The door
any of
won't
that could
budge.
do.
It seems to be barred from the other side. I might be able to unscrew these hinges, though.
Yeah, well, we figured out one of these things.
The screws on these hinges are rusty and stuck. I need some lubricant to loosen them up.
Okay. Now you're just being nitpicky.
I smeared some oil on the rusty screws. That should loosen them up.
Did you now? Who would have thought?
I'm free.
Free! Free! Okay. Suit of armor.
What a dedicated knight to guard a damp dungeon like this. Maybe he was demoted. Maybe he likes the dark. Maybe he's secretly a poet. I bet his name is Roland.
It's more like a Larry to me.
Another piece of paper.
More
This was
reading.
written long before the last one.
Ah! I haven't slept in 20 hours, game. You're killing me. Work is going great. Kept a rat alive for 1 hour and 26 minutes last night. We'll move on to larger mammals within the week. I find my life more and more polarized into two phases. I remember times when I used to climb up and down the stairs like a squirrel each day, but now I spend most of my time, and indeed most of my thoughts, down here in my laboratory, only to step upstairs at night to sleep. It is warmer upstairs in the living area, but it is boring and understimulating. Down here is where I make progress. Down here is what matters, and as I lay awake besides my sleeping wife, I often wish I was down here with my experiments. Belladonna grows increasingly distant ever since that fateful night when our baby Lucas gave up his last breath. She has lost all traces of her old self. God knows what she is thinking about as she silently gazes into the empty air of restless paces back and forth in the great hall. I, at least, am working with my grief. I have turned my attention to the science of life and death, and not a day goes by when I do not think of how my son was untimely taken from me. This is the thought that drives me, and this, the greatest of ambitions. My own son will never return. I have accepted that now, but thanks to me and my work, the cold, ruthless contrast between living and dead will in the future be much softer, maybe even completely erased. My wife, though, has let our grief devour her whole. She is emotionally and intellectually paralyzed, it seems to me. All her creativity and quickness of thought, the wittiness of her speech, and the nimble, I think that was mimble, and the nimble way she used to jump from one conclusion to the next, all those qualities that made me fall in love with her in the first place, they have all been snuffed out like the flame of a candle. This makes me wonder even more why I bother to go up to her bed every night. The shell in which she has enclosed herself cannot be breached by anything I say or do. It is almost as though she is involved with someone other than me. I feel ridiculous for even writing it down. No! It seems ludicrous to think that Belladonna's disinterest in me is due to her seeing another man. I will not accuse her of that. It is just one of the many strange ideas that seems to appear in my head when I am down here by myself. I am probably just tired. I'd better try and get some sleep as soon as this rat's heart stops beating. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 18. If this turns out to be some kind of weird adventure point-and-click version of Slender, I'm going to be pissed with the collection of pages. Let's see. Staircase. Bed. I see another page. Oh,
It looks
God.
like someone has been sleeping quite a lot in this sorry excuse for a bed, and it was hardly the suit of armor. But why would someone choose to sleep down here?
I don't know. Why would they? Mm.
More writings from the lonely doctor.
Shoot me! Curse my miserable existence, the hopelessness from which I see no conceivable escape. I cannot rid myself of the feeling that there is something of utmost importance that I need to take care of, but that it is not yet time, that something beyond my control needs to be completed first. I carry inside me a sensation of waiting, yet I cannot name the thing I am waiting for. In the meantime, all I can do is work. I do make progress, but at an excruciatingly slow rate, and nothing I accomplish seems to calm that anxiety in my head. I sleep only a few hours every night and cannot remember my last hot meal. I am feverish and jump at the smallest of sounds. What is it that I am missing? I'm spending more and more time down here with my research. I only occasionally go upstairs to sleep in the master bedroom. Most nights I sleep, if at all, in a makeshift bunk, I have constructed in the cellar. It is not as comfortable, but my research is at a point where it oftentimes requires my constant attention, and comfort is not my priority. I am certain I am advancing ever closer to a significant breakthrough, but it is as though I am powerless to control or even affect the rate of its occurrence. And on top of this, I cannot rid my mind of the idea that Belladonna has forgotten me and taken a new lover. A new man in her life, someone more lively than me, perhaps? Someone who can still look at life with joy and optimism, to match her own by grave tragedy unaffected humor? Yet, who would that be? I can remember friends we used to have. In my memory, our wedding was a crowded and festive event, but it has been years since this castle has seen any visitors. I have no time for social obligations, and Belladonna seems to have given up on everything that is pleasant in life. I suspect the castle is in an undesirable condition as well. Almost all of the staff has left us. We are down to one girl who dusts the cupboards and lights the fireplaces, but I don't see much of her either in these days. For all I know, she might be gone as well. There cannot possibly be a man in Belladonna's life apart from me. God. Seriously, 20 hours of sleep. Stayed up to make sure my fiance actually got off to work today without a problem. And now you're making me read! Side note, I read...
Another locked door. Let's take a peek through.
I finished reading the Blood Gospels. No, the... whatever the new Clive Barker book is. I can't think of it off the top of my head. The Scarlet Gospels. I finished reading that, and I just started to Call a Watchman by Harper Lee. So I read like 70 pages today between 2 books, and I'm quite happy with that progress. I didn't need it in this. I don't know why I felt this would be a good idea on 20 hours of sleep! Let's see. Okay, we got a key.
It's the key I'm after. I can't reach it with my hands.
Of course.
I wonder what I can invent to retrieve it.
I don't know. Well, all I have is a screwdriver and a bone saw. I get the feeling I ain't gonna work. Of course not. Put the screwdriver down. Put it down.
It's the key I'm after.
Yeah, I know it's the key you're
can't reach
after.
it with my
Go away,
hand.
go away. Bone saw.
It's the key I'm after.
I know it's the key
can't
you're
reach
after.
it.
Shut the hell up! What the hell could I have missed? I mean, really, what? Let's see. Bed. Oh, stick.
There's a long stick here. Perhaps it was used to try to chase away rats when trying to sleep.
Or to feast upon them. Okay, what can I do here? Bed. Suit of armor. Can I combine the stick
Nothing
with...
happens.
No. Can I combine the stick with...
Nothing happens.
No, of course not.
Nothing.
Put down... There we go.
That won't work.
You won't work. Hi, Carl. I think that's what I called you. Let's see, skull.
I'll call it Uric.
Boo! Shakespearean Shakespearean pun is bad. Nailed it! Alright. I need sleep.
I can't tell if my reflection in the glass is too distorted or if I really look like this.
Yeah, you look like
Am I
that.
even
You're
a human being?
Nope. You're an abomination upon God. Feel shame. Let's see. I don't know why that reverb is just really irritating. Maiden?
You look so lonely, my friend. I'll call you
There is an achievement in this game for
I need something
meeting
else.
Eva, so I guess that is
I
it.
need something.
Yeah, I know you need something else. I guess I should get that achievement
Nothing
later.
happened.
Of course not.
That
Screwdriver!
won't work.
Ah! Need duct tape. How much you want to bet that's literally what I need, is some form of tape to put on the damn stick. Then again, I think I'm an idiot, and I could have easily used the stick to get said key. I just sank my intellect. Alright.
Another locked door.
I know it's another locked door.
Let's take
Shut
a peek
up!
through.
Let's see. I'm embarrassed, so I
The
will
stick
take it
is
out.
long
on you.
enough to reach the key, but how will I grab it?
Oh, gee, I don't know. Push up and then slide the stick on the loop and then pull out said loop? Not brain science yet. Oh, yeah, that's right. You have a key for a brain. I said down here. Let's go. Let's go! There wasn't anything else in the laboratory.
It's a brain in a jar.
Right? I don't think there was anything else in here.
It looks like the legs of a frog hooked up with wires. And I'm pretty sure it moves when I'm not watching.
Okay, so I did apparently miss that, but... Again, what the hell else could I possibly be missing?
Now is not the time.
Oh, it's never the time. You sound like my fiance. Trying to sleep.
My very first memory is waking up on this thing. Before that, nothing. I wonder what I am.
You're muff cabbage. Seriously, I must be missing something somewhere.
It looks like someone has been sleeping quite a lot in this sorry excuse for a bed, and it was hardly the suit of armor. But why would someone choose to sleep down here?
Random idea. Bone saw. To the experiment.
I need something else.
Yeah, I just saw the magnet.
I love magnets.
I love you, Belladonna.
Look, I can attach the magnet to the end of this stick.
Fuck you. Alright. Going up the stairs. Going up the stairs and going down the stairs and going up the sideways stairs. I can't help but feel that Belladonna is basically a gothic era Barbie. I really can't help but think
Let's
that.
hope this works. Haha. Just
Seriously?
as planned.
I had to click it again? Alright, whatever.
I got the basement key.
Yay!
Let's unlock this door.
Okay. Basement key to the exit. Ah, god damn it! Another journal page!
More letters. Has he figured it out yet?
Okay. Wolfram von Trauerschloss. Okay. I see now that my suspicions have been well grounded, albeit aimed in the wrong direction. Belladonna is not seeing another man. She is seeing a woman. Oh, woo, lucky bastard. I am convinced that it must be that maid, Claire, or whatever her name might be. She and Belladonna are up to something, I'm sure of it. And to think of all the hours I'm stuck down here, caught up in my dreadful work, leaving them free to roam and... Oh, okay, I see. And left. Okay. And left to their own devices upstairs. Hey now, this game just got a little bit racy here. A little spicy. Of course, they have found each other. Only living things in this whole castle besides me and my week-long rabbits. Well, there's your answer. Deal with the week-long rabbits. Found them. They have it all figured out. When I come up at night, they act all innocent, keeping their mutual secret from me as a playful game, but as soon as I descend into my laboratory, they are in each other's arms again. But what can I do? The procession of events are beyond my control, just like my work. I slave away in my ghoulish endeavor, making progress every hour but never getting anywhere, and simultaneously Belladonna is slipping away from me further and further for every night, and yet nothing ever changes. Should I confront them? Storm up there, hoping to catch the two of them in the act? Oh, I know I want to catch them in the act. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, grin, grin, say no more. Take back the life that was mine? The wife that was mine? No. I have no reason for my silly suspicions. No evidence whatsoever. Merely a thought stuck in my brain refusing to leave. So I remain passive, as always. Each new day is out more. When I am unable to make an action, unable to change my wretched situation. My throat is killing me right now. It doesn't help that I poured water into a glass that has milk remnants in it. Go me, I'm a genius. Okay, what do we got? Cogwheels.
A couple of cogwheels on the floor. They must have fallen off the mechanism when the door slammed shut. I wonder if I can put them back.
Oh.
Nothing happens.
Oh, shit. Alright. Square socket. Oh, this is gonna be easy. Oh. Excuse me.
Not yet.
Yeah, what? Okay, I gotta go to the top one, I guess. Rectangle socket, thank you. Triangle socket. Not walker. You mean not yet? Alright. Put the small cogwheel here.
No.
What do you mean, not yet? Okay. Alright. Seems a little too convoluted, but alright. What do I know? I'm not an engineer or a game designer. Okay, what do we got in here? We got... anything over here first? Oh, no. Oh, no! My throat can't handle it! Alright. Just suck it up, I guess.
A big and heavy candlestick. It looks like there used to be two of them.
Mortar and pestle.
It's a mortar. And a pestle, too. They seem to belong here, but I'll remember where they are in case I need them another time.
Oh, which you probably will. Excuse me.
The doctor is losing it. He's just scribbling down nonsense by now. What will he do if he ever acts on his wild suspicions?
Jam a key into your skull? It is clear to me what I must do. I am now convinced beyond any reasonable doubt that my wife is unfaithful. They still hide it very well, her and that housemaid, but my logical mind tells me there is no other explanation. Oh, if I'm going to do it, I might as well do it right. For countless hours, I have pondered this situation, and the more I think about it, the more certain I become that my judgment is correct. These countless hours are hours I could have spent thinking about my work. It is clear to me that I will never be able to fully concentrate on the puzzles at hand as long as my thoughts keep creeping back to my wife and her new lover. This is the very reason that my research is progressing at such an agonizingly slow pace. So it is clear to me what I must do. Belladonna herself is the person who I want back in my life, so I cannot punish her. That leaves her lover, the young maid. She is unimportant, and it is she that must go. I could fire her and throw her out of the household, but I fear this would not resolve anything. The two of them would still know of each other, and they could write secret forbidden love letters or meet up at secluded rendezvous. No, it is clear to me what I must do. I must get rid of the maid for good. A plan is already taking form in my head. In the greenhouse out back, I keep a lot of plants and herbs. One of the specimens I have is called Deadly Nightshade, an interesting plant with many medical uses, but its renown Yeah, but its renown comes from the fact that its extract is lethal already in small doses. At small doses, excuse me. Preparing a powder from the poisonous plant, that's a tongue twister right there, is not at all problematic. Getting the victim to ingest the dose will be a challenge, but I expect to have ample opportunity. They are not aware I know the truth and thus suspect nothing. The maid will fall ill, and within a short time she will die of seemingly natural causes. No one will be the wiser concerning the true circumstances of her demise. Deadly nightshade is merely the common name for this plant. Its scientific name is Atropa belladonna. The symmetry I got it! I get it! The symmetry strikes me as beautiful. The poor girl strayed too close to the belladonna, and that would be the death of her. I just get the other one out of the way.
This story is so sad.
You're sad.
I don't even know if I want to read this one.
Can we skip it then? My wife took the wayward maid's death harder than I had expected, further confirming my suspicions that they were indeed having a secretive love affair. She is passionate and irrational, raging all day and crying all night. Where a few months ago, the cold shroud of silence lay over our house, now there is the wailing shrieks of bedlam. One should think that she would be used to dealing with the grief of lost loved ones by now. However, in all sincerity, I don't believe she was ever as affected by the death of our only son as I was. I also suspect that she might have guessed I had something to do with her lover's demise. If she wouldn't talk to me before, now she yells and barks at my every movement. I hardly leave my laboratory these days. I even have a small bed down there where I sleep the few hours when I'm not working. All the while she prowls around upstairs like a hungry tiger and attacks me over futile nitpicks as soon as I poke my head out. What happened to the love we shared when we married? We were going to live together in her inherited castle. We were going to have children together. Now all I get is abuse and a cold bed in the basement. All I want is for things to go back to the way they were before all this.
The label says Dr. Wolfram von Trauerschloss. So this is the man who brings the dead back to life. He looks as though he would have been handsome once.
Trauerschloss! I feel like that would be some kind of boo! Or a sneeze of some kind.
It's warm. I haven't realized until now just how cold my body is.
Oh.
A beautiful china bowl. It looks hand-painted.
Yeah, I got china bowl.
The name on the plaque is Lucas von Trauerschloss. This must be the ashes of Wolfram's son.
You just want to take the ashes out of the urn and just shake the urn all over the place and be a bitch. As well as go back and flip the lever! No, 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 no!
It's the body of Dr. von Trauerschloss.
No, he's holding
dead.
A page!
And what's more, he's been murdered. But who could have done this? There must be some clues around.
Why don't we just call Nancy Grace and call it a day? Can we just do that, please?
The body is still warm. He cannot have been dead for much longer than I have been alive. Did he have to die for me to live?
Yes, it's all your fault. Much like a mother who dies in childbirth, live with the guilt.
The missing candlestick. And it seems to be the murder weapon. The back of his head has been cracked open by a heavy blow. He couldn't have seen the attack coming. He was dead before he knew what happened. So, he trusted his assailant then? Was it me? I have no memories from my life before. Maybe it was I who killed him. But then, how was I brought back?
It was you who were mad!
There's a letter clutched in his hand. His final words? Or a clue left by the killer.
Ow! Over the course of a sleepless night, I have thought through my next course of action from every possible angle, for it is indeed time for me to take action again. Even with the troublesome maid out of the way, I see little chance of getting my old Belladonna back. If anything, she is worse now than ever before. But I have an idea, one that kept me awake all night. I have come very far in my research by now. I can now fairly predictably create living creatures that are stable enough to not spontaneously die again. This is consistent through many different species of animal. I have noticed something peculiar, though. The returned creations seem strangely vacant and sluggish. It is as if, although their body is brought back to life, the soul is forever lost. The creation is perfectly functional and responds to stimuli, just as if it were truly alive, but the mysterious spark of will seems to be missing. I know no other way to describe the phenomenon. This bothered me before, but now I cannot help to think that this might suit my needs. Isn't it precisely the strong will of my wife that is causing all my problems? There is no need to be poetic with flowers this time. I am in no short supply of lethal substances in my laboratory, and poison suits my needs well as it leaves no physical trauma on the body. I will still need to make incisions in the corpse to replace internal organs with clockwork parts, but stitching together surgical cuts is much simpler than trying to repair unhealed bodily damage. The integrity of her visage is a priority. To extinguish Belladonna's current life and give her a new one, to bring her body and mind back, minus soul and free will, a beautiful, obedient automaton, a mechanical doll with all the functionality of a woman, but who is responsive and does what she is told. That, my dear future reader, would truly be something. Excelsior! I had to. I'm sorry, my true believers, if you get the reference. I think it is high time I tried my revivification process on a human subject. Seriously, after I'm done with this video, I'm going to look up revivification and see if that is a word, because I really don't think it is. But I could very well be wrong. I don't know. Thank God there's one journal page left. If you can't tell, I'm tired.
This letter is signed Belladonna. I've been waiting to hear the other side of this story.
This is even harder to read. If you had asked me just a few years ago about my future, I could never have fathomed my life today would be as it is. So strange a path has the twists of fate set me upon that I wake every morning bewildered, and like a small child, I expect anything and everything to happen during each new day. The night my planned future snapped out of joint and took a whole new direction was a night when my son, Lucas, died. I married Dr. Wolfram von Trauerschloss. Trauerschloss? Yeah. In the spring, and we loved each other deeply back then. How young we were. He was an educated gentleman from the University of Ingolstadt? I guess Ingolstadt. And I had first assumed we would get a flat in Vienna. Instead, he convinced me we should live in my family's old castle and accept our roles as old-fashioned nobility to the little village down the hill. We moved into the castle with a staff of 30 servants, begging the task of breathing life and joy into the majestic halls. At this time, I expected to live out my life as a lady of the household, minding the servants and, indeed, raising children. Before long, our first son was born, and shortly after that, he once again departed. I was devastated, of course, but Lucas had been sickly from his first day, and even though my husband had blocked out the possibility from his mind, I was not entirely surprised when it happened. Nonetheless, it changed us. I believe Wolfram blames me for what happened, that he thinks it was somehow my fault. He retreated into his laboratory in the old dungeon and started doing unholy experiments and God knows what. Those were dark times. Instead of a household and a child to take care of, I now had no guess, practically no husband, and no child. Everything I thought would occupy my time was gone, and all I could do was grieve in solitude. The castle staff left me one by one until there were only a handful still here. My existence was meaningless, and I spent my days doing nothing. But I dealt with my grief in my own way, and in time the claws of melancholy began loosening their grip on me. In so many ways, I have Clara to thank for that. Okay. To the study, to the living room, to the backyard, to the body, to the grandfather clock, to gargoyles, to gargoyle, to gargoyle, to gargoyles, gargoyles, too many gargoyles. You know what? I think I'm going to leave it off here. I'm absolutely exhausted, and I'm going to try and get some sleep. I'm going to have to continue this. I'm actually really enjoying this game. So expect more videos. I'm going to try and finish this one up and have a little series going to this. So thank you very much for checking this video out. I appreciate it. If you enjoyed my my enjoyment and my kind of suffering and my being tired, do me a favor, hit the like. If you want to see more, subscribe. Please, the more likes I get, the more subscribes I get, the more comments I get. Leave a comment. I appreciate it. The more this happens, the more I feel like, the more I have an urge to actually do these videos. I apologize for not getting videos up the past 2 weeks. Things have been really annoying lately. Like I said in the Tembo the Bad Elephant video, which you guys should check out as well, I was having problems with OBS, and then I was having some problems with SplitX Game Recorder. I think that was the name of it. Now I think I have everything down. I've figured out audio as far as the sound goes, microphone, all that. So I should be good from this point on. This week, though, there were some problems involving my fiance and her job and just general madness going on in life. So please bear with me. I'm trying to get everything going here. I'm trying to keep everything moving smoothly and not lose my freaking mind. So until the next video, I'm going to go lay down. I'm going to fall asleep and probably only get a nap because she's probably going to come home like Squidward and be tired, because I know I would be if I worked at a convenience store, even for training. But all right, everybody. Take care. I'll catch you all on the next video, which might be the next part of Belladonna. I don't know. Whatever it is. See you then. Take care.